Yes, everybody, how we doing? Sam here. It's 10:57. I'm pretty sure in the next few minutes, next 2 minutes now, we're going to be seeing a certain Mason Mount holding up a Manchester United shirt because we've seen a certain Mason Mount putting on the Manchester United shirt. Manchester United tweeting that about, 25 minutes ago. The excitement is mounting. They must have been delighted. Mason Mount, what's the pun? The easiest pun in the world there. That's the most pun-friendly name there has ever been. But Mason Mount, we are just about to get the official confirmation of our first signing of the summer. And I want to know from you in the comments what you think about Mason Mount. I'm going to be running through the full quotes from Mason Mount when they are released. I'm going to be running through the reaction from Rio Ferdinand, comments from Andy Mitten on the signing of Mason Mount, some detail about Erik ten Hag and how important he was in the transfer. You can let me know what you think about this in the comments, but we've been asking for movement. And here we go. There's so many of you that are going to be joining in here. I'm going to struggle to get the names out. Matt, you're there on Facebook. Klein, you're there. We've got Corey. We've got Andrew, Stephen. We've got Mr. Fry. You seen them making a new series of Futurama? I'm excited about that. I used to love Futurama. But I think we're 1 minute away from this announcement getting made. And I'll tell you what. Man, Ollie, big up to you for making this because this is going to rattle Chelsea fans. I'll tell you what, seeing the reaction from Chelsea fans, they're betrayed. Oh, man. Man, I'm enjoying them and I will enjoy them when Mason Mount bangs in the winner at Stamford Bridge for Manchester United. Rio Ferdinand here saying this about him, said, look, really pleased with Mount coming in. Young, hungry and talented, has the experience of big games with pressure, which comes with playing for United. As a player who'll bring goals, creativity, work ethic, willing run it into the opposition box. And he definitely adds what we have in the squad and is different from the others in midfield. I think in time, Chelsea will regret selling Mount. I think they would as well. Oh, man, I just enjoy... I'm reveling in the fact that Chelsea are going to hate this. Chelsea fans are going to hate it. Now, if I'm correct, let's have a quick look. I think we should be getting the announcement any second. Let's have a quick look. Look at this. This is why we went live and we went direct. We've got a certain picture of a certain Mason Mount right there. Welcome to Manchester United. Mon ami. Chelsea didn't want to sign, mate. Didn't want to sell Mason Mount. Man United have got a cracking signing here. Right, let's see and let's wait for this to be released because this is going to be an interesting one. But we have official confirmation here. That's Mason Mount signing the contract. Manchester United just tweeting about it now. I went live at the right time. Let's read this bad boy now. Ooh, more photos. There's going to be plenty of photos coming out. You can let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me quickly get this up on screen for you now so we can run through it. This is what happens when we're live and direct. But there is Mason Mount. He's a Manchester United player. Let me pull this up so I don't miss anything from you as a community. I think, Klein, you just gifted 5 memberships. The gong's over there, but my hands are tired trying to find the actual quotes. Let me pull this up for you, all right? There he is. Here we go. Let's read through it, ladies and gentlemen. Manchester United have officially confirmed the signing of Mason Mount. Let's see what the official statement says. Manchester United, well, look, Mason, let's go full screen on this so you can see it. Mason Mount has joined Manchester United on a contract running until June 2028 with the option of a further year. Who cares what he did at Chelsea? Mason Mount said it's never easy leaving the club you grew up in, but dreams can come true. Sorry, I know I got distracted. It's never easy leaving the club where you grew up in, but Manchester United will provide an exciting new challenge for the next phase of my career. Having competed against them, I just know how strong a squad it is that I'm joining, and I can't wait to be part of this group's drive to win major trophies. Everyone can see that the club has made big steps forward under Erik ten Hag. Having met with the manager and discussed his plans, I couldn't be more excited for the seasons ahead, and I'm ready for the hard work expected here. I'm hugely ambitious. I know how amazing it feels to win major trophies and what it takes to do it. I will give everything to experience that again at Manchester United. What's your immediate reaction to the Mason Mount news? This is something that we've known about for a while. We've been waiting for official confirmation. Here we are. The 5th of July, Manchester United have got their first signing done and dusted, pen in hand, wearing the United kit. As a super chat there, let me read this bad boy out. Ahmad, you're saying, great signing made even better, getting rid of the bleached hairdo. Yeah, you can leave that for Alejandro Garnacho. That's his style. Don't be stepping on his toes. Man, look at that. Gungshi's jumped in as well on the signing of Mason Mount to gift 10 memberships. And I tell you what, it feels like a day for giving. So let me go down there and throw out 10 memberships. There'll be plenty of people joining in here who maybe aren't normally on United People's TV. Welcome aboard to the best community that exists out there. It's interactive. Get your comments in. That's 10 gifted memberships from me to you. That's for Mason Mount. I'm excited about the signing of him. Let's see if there's anything else written in this official statement. John Murto, what you said, don't really care what you've said. Let's go over here. Let's probably see some more photos. Let's pull this bad boy up. There's Mason Mount wearing the new kit. There we go. Mason in the new kit. Lovely. Let's see if they've released a picture gallery. I always think this, like, if you go on Man United's main website right now, they haven't updated the front. It's for such a big club, it's so bad how bad our digital presence is compared to other clubs. They haven't even updated the front page of the main website. Even if you hard refresh it, the signing of Mason Mount is not on it. It's hilarious. Like, let me go back towards Twitter, see if I can find some more photos of him. Oh, there you go. Right, we've got the gallery. This is what I wanted. This is the gallery of Mason Mount. Let's bring this up. Let me go down here so you don't need to see my ugly mug on here. There's Mason Mount wearing the new kit. Lovely. There's Mason Mount popping a little cheeky half squat. There's Mason Mount just thinking about how nice it is that he's left Chelsea. Don't think they've mentioned shirt number yet. There's Mason Mount in Old Trafford. Mason Mount soaking it up to be in an actual decent stadium for once in his life. Oh, man, these photos. That's going to be a dagger. I want to reiterate how happy I'm about this, about the fact that Chelsea fans are going to be so devastated by it. And they might not say it. They might be like, oh, yeah, screw him, sod him, he left. This is a player. They've got very little academy prospects and players to hold on to at Chelsea. And Mason Mount was the guy. And he's 24, man. Like, look at this. People could be saying, Man United wasted money, 60 mil. Ooh, yes. Mate, Mason Mount, since he made his Chelsea Premier League debut, no one's had more appearances for Chelsea than him. No one has had more starts than him. Nobody has got more minutes. Nobody's got more goals. Nobody has got more assists. And nobody has made more chances at Chelsea than Mason Mount. You can say what you want about whether Manchester United have overpaid for him. I think that's a kind of a fair debate. I don't think you can really argue about whether or not Mason Mount's a decent footballer or not. And I really do trust Erik ten Hag. And look, let's go through. I want to run through a couple of comments here. This is an article that Andy Mitten released this morning about the signing of Mason Mount. And there was a couple of interesting points here. And the first and foremost is this one, right? You know full well that Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool, they were interested. They were definitely interested in signing Mason Mount. Arsenal and Mikel Arteta were as well. And what does that tell you about Mason Mount? Does that tell you that everybody's just trying to get a not a free signing, but a cheap signing because he only got 1 year left on his deal? Or are we just looking at a player that a lot of managers would like to have inside their squad? I personally feel it's the latter. Naturally, I'm going to think it's the latter. But look, this is Andy Mitten saying Jurgen Klopp was a long-time admirer of him. Mikel Arteta was, but Ten Hag was the man who swung it. A little bit further here, Ten Hag spoke in detail about Mason Mount, about how he could develop him as a player. He talked about the different positions in which he could play and was also impressed by the number of games he played for Chelsea before a dip last season. And this, you know how we've spoken about the price of Mason Mount. It was 55 million plus 5 million, and we saw it in difficult add-ons. This is a little bit more clarity on what those add-ons are. Mason Mount would need to win multiple trophies with Manchester United over the coming season, playing the majority of the games in those seasons for the 5 million in add-ons to be activated. In my opinion, you're looking at this as a 55 million sign. You can try and throw 60 at me if you want, but if it reaches 60 million, do you know how happy we're going to be in like just ringing Chelsea up? Oh yeah, you know that 5 million we owe you for Mason Mount? Well, we've won the Premier League now. We've won the Champions League. So here you go. In fact, we feel a bit sorry for you. So we've thrown in an extra quid. Steve, you're saying we paid through the nose for a player who had 1 year left on his contract. I mean, it's very rare that you're you're happy down there in the comments, Steve. You do like a good argument, and plenty of you do in the comments as well. I think the price of Mason Mount is a lot. But I also think come the end of the season, I really won't care about the price of Mason Mount. The only times you care about the prices of players is when they end up being crap for you. That's why I think about Mason. That's why not just Mason Mount, but I just mean in general. Like Fred. Like Fred was like 50 odd million. Last season, if Anthony was 40 million, no one would really be too offended by the first season he had. But because he was 80 million, the expectations are immediately a world-class player, which he wasn't. He's developed and grown into it. I think at the end of the season, we're happy with how much we paid for Mason Mount. And I'm just happy to get our first signing over the line. Let me see what else is being said around the place. I think there's a super chat there. Let me read this bad boy out. Beanie joined as a member. Legend. Jordan, you're saying, what number do you think he'll get? I don't know. What is it? Is it number 19? Is that what he was at Chelsea? Is that free at United? Was that Rafa Varane had 19 before, didn't he? Or is he still 19? I don't know whether I've just made it up in my head. But Rafa Varane is 19. 10 out of 10 for me. Pub quiz. So I know no idea what number he's going to get. Jack, you're saying more significant signing than people think. I hope so. I really, really hope so. A couple of super chats here as well. Lee, you're saying looking forward to Shaw, to Mount, to Garnacho, to Rashford goal. And I tell you what, speaking of Luke Shaw, yeah, he is. Agent Shaw, he did his job. Didn't do his full job because he didn't get Declan Rice, but you know, I'll give him half of the credit. Bebo, you're saying, Sam, do you think the striker problem has to do with Greenwood uncertainty? Would you sign El Nesri from Sevilla and use McNeil as a backup? It's a very off-topic question there from Bebo. Nothing to do with Greenwood, in my opinion. I think they're separate. They have to be separate because you can't possibly be planning anything for our future. Because Greenwood's not playing for us next year. All right, it's not happening. Oh man, if he does, wow, I'll be staggered. I'll be absolutely staggered. But yeah, don't get too hung up. I don't know why any United fan really gets hung up on the price. And I genuinely mean that. Let me see what else is being said on here. Bruno Fernandes. Man, you got to love Bruno. Bruno coming in on the Instagram with this bad boy. Why did you take so long to sign? But welcome. Man, you got to love Bruno, man. He is a joker. He's an absolute joker. And Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount, like if you thought Manchester United last season, one thing that we didn't do, that there's two key aspects to Ten Hag's style of play which we didn't execute properly. Number one, confident and comfortable build up out of the back under pressure. Just we didn't do that. Number two, I don't think we pressed collectively as enough. I think we won the ball back high up the pitch quite often, but I think it wasn't as much of a pressing unit as I hoped we would be. Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount together will be a relentless duo. They will really complement each other quite well. And Bruno's an absolute joker for doing that. You got to love Bruno, man. You really do got to love Bruno. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's class. Oh, look. Oh, Stan Chow, you cheeky guy. Looks like Stan Chow's been doing a little bit of work for Manchester United as well. Of course, Stan, who I'm basically... Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Just to annoy Chelsea fans, I thought I'd get a Mason Mount mask and shove it on the mannequin. Look how happy he is. That's what happens when you leave Chelsea and you join Man United. But yeah, these little Stan Chow bad boys. And look in the background there. It looks like Stan Chow's been busy. It looks like I'm going to have to buy another one. Another one. Man, I don't know how many Stan Chow posters I've got now. I'm basically like a Taylor Swift super fan. But there's Mason Mount sitting in his new United kit. No mention on his number just yet. Oh yeah, look, there's the Stan Chow. I didn't actually realise it on that one. There's him signing his shirt. Let me see what you're saying. Not seeing a video on MTV. How long do you think we'll wait? Not sure, Vincent. But when that's out, I'll cover the full interview from Mason Mount, run through the quotes and everything that he said about joining Manchester United. Let me see what else is being said elsewhere. How happy are you? I'm really happy. What's he's been said here? Oh, I reiterate, and I will reiterate multiple times in this stream and just this season, I'm going to revel in the fact that Chelsea fans are going to be fuming at this. They're going to call him like a snake. Oh, betrayal, utter betrayal. Chelsea, man, how about you don't spend like 700 million on signings? How about you just, give that squad time and those players, the player there. They have no. I really do genuinely despise Chelsea. Such a hollow football club, and everything that they've built in the last 20 odd years has all been on the back of an oligarch who was just trying to money launder. And they got an unreasonably unrealistic owner who just came in, didn't care about profits or anything, screwed up the whole transfer market for everything that's existed since. Then the club got taken off him by government sanctions. Had to sell it. Then they got a new owner in who was even more, who thought, you know what, I can follow the Abramovich model. No, you can't. I despise what that club stands for and how they've ruined everything in modern football for all of us. I'm not sitting on the fence with that one. So that is why. Where is that photo? Where is that photo? It's here somewhere. One of these. Geez, where is it? That one? Yeah. I'm going to say that with a big old smile on my face. Mason Mount, the boy who had a dream to play for United. Stupid club. I didn't really sit on the fence with that one there, did I? Whoops. I'm normally a little bit more civil than that. Not when it comes to Chelsea, though. Right, what else is being said? I'm going to go down there in the comments, right? What sort of impact are you expecting this season from Mason Mount? Let's get that photo up of him signing. Right, that's a good one. Origin saying, Sam, stop ignoring. Like, I'm putting this one up because I've just spotted it. I don't have to. I don't know how many times I have to explain. People take these things personally. Thousands of people are watching right now, and I'm getting hundreds of comments flying in the whole time. You think it's personal, and you think I'm just ignoring. Just take a second to think before you comment. It's outrageous. If you want me to not be interactive, I'll just ignore all the comments and just turn into other channels. I can do that if you want. Your choice, my friend. Your choice, my friend. That's a good question there. Rise of the East has left a little comment saying he'll get 10 goals and 15 assists. How many? What's your expectations of numbers around Mason Mount this season then? How many goals and assists do you think he'll get? If he gets double figures for goals and assists, that in itself just would be a fantastic season. 10 goals, 10 assists. Kind of strikes me that he might do more than that. I don't know. It feels like he's a really good fit for Erik ten Hag. Like a really, really good fit. Are there better players in his position? Yeah, maybe in certain aspects. But I think it's kind of like I think it's the all-roundedness of Mason Mount's game that really attracted Erik ten Hag. Off the ball application. You might say, oh, why are we signing players who are good at running around like headless chickens? Mason Mount has the ability as well as that. And that's kind of what makes Mason Mount such an attractive prospect for every manager that's managed him so far. Southgate, Lampard, well, Tuchel. Was it Tuchel who won the Champions League with? I think it was. Daz, you think he's going to get 8 goals, 15 assists if we get a striker? Jeez. Let's have a look down there. And you're saying, Sam, initially his signing will breed some confidence into other potential signings. Well, let's hope it's the beginning of the dominoes. Let's hope Mason Mount is the first. Andre Onana is the second. Rasmus Højlund maybe is the third. Sofyan Amrabat maybe is the fourth. That'd be pretty decent. 20 goals and assists in all competitions, says Brian. Caesar here just down fibbing in the comments. Again, I find people strange. I suppose like some people must just get a kick out of doing stuff like this. I'm guessing that's what it is. It's weird. Like, use your energy for better things in life, people, than trying to catch people out. Like you gain nothing from it. What else has been said? 10 goals and 10 assists, says Axel. 10. Yeah, quite a few of you are saying 20. I'd be more than happy with that. Steve, you think 5 goals and 8 assists? That wouldn't be the best. What did Anthony finish on last season? Anybody know? He must have been close to 10 goals in all competitions. Don't think he got many assists though. Double figure, says Matt Wicks. Chaos, you're saying 10 goals, 6 assists. I think his aim with Erik ten Hag, I think he'll be aiming for 10 goals, 10 assists. That's what he'll want to achieve. Double figures in his first season at Manchester United will be a success. Would definitely be measured as a success. Apparently I'm Scottish. And you're saying goosebumps thinking of him feeding Alejandro and Anthony. Yeah, we're going to get a lot more of those balls. Last season, it was all about Bruno, right? Is that the photo there? We basically, well, that's a lie. You know, Christian Eriksen was part of that, certainly in the first half of the season. But Bruno was our main guy, wasn't he? We were all of our 15 goals and assists, as Emmanuel. All of our creative spark really came through Bruno Fernandes. He was the guy with the final ball. He should have finished last season on like double the amount of assists that he did. The amount of chances missed by our strikers was outrageous. I think he finished on around about 8, something like that. But Bruno and Mason Mount both have the ability to create. Remember, in his best season for Chelsea, he got 21 goals and assists combined in the Premier League, I think. And that was a season where he finished, I believe, inside the top 20 of the Ballon d'Or. And remember here, ladies and gents, right? I'll say this too. Mason Mount is 24. Mason Mount's got all of his prime years ahead of him. We haven't just spent 50, 60 mil on a dud player. I don't know. This signing sits really well with me. We need more. Yes. I wouldn't have put that position down as... I wouldn't even have put it down as our top 2 priorities. I would have put a goalkeeper and I would put a striker as number 1 and a goalkeeper as number 2 as our main 2 priorities. However, we're going to really enjoy watching Mason Mount, I think. And it's good that he's got the full preseason. He's going to have the full preseason under his belt. I think he'll be at Carrington tomorrow to start preseason training on the first day. He'll probably make his debut against Leeds on the 12th. So we'll be seeing him in a United shirt a week today, actually. Jack, you're saying that Anthony had 6 goals and 4 assists in all competitions. Well, I thought Anthony had an all-right first season. It wasn't like a mind-blowing first season by any stretch of the imagination. Alex, you legend, man. You just gifted 5 memberships. Everyone's gifting for Mason Mount. Mason Mount. Let me see what you're saying in the comments. Caicedo will smash Mount. Okay. A very random comment. I don't really know what that adds or helps whatsoever. Robert, you're saying he's a rough cut diamond who Ten Hag will polish up and shape. I mean, he wasn't really rough cut. As I said, he's Chelsea's player of the year 2 years in a row, won the Champions League, 21 goals and assists in all in a season at the Premier League, finishing the Ballon d'Or top 20. I wouldn't say he's a rough cut diamond. I would say last season, everybody at Chelsea were in the mud. It doesn't mean that Mason Mount was a bad player. It means he had a bad season. You know, the old form is temporary, class is permanent, X, Y, Z. Last season was a forgetful season for Mason Mount, as it was for every single one of those Chelsea players. But I imagine those Chelsea players this season under Pochettino are going to be significantly better. Just like Mason Mount is going to be significantly better. I'm more interested with Mason Mount to see that difference in style and whether we do switch to having 2 number 8s. Aiden, I'm going to call you Aiden. Might not be Aiden. You're talking about seeing what Ten Hag did with Tadic in his late 20s and 30s. I'm excited to see what he did. Well, I'm excited to see what he does. Sorry, with Mason Mount. Ferdinand, not that Ferdinand. We spent money on Mount, willing to spend money on a keeper, but where in the world will we get the money for a striker? We've got the money for a striker, Ferdinand. It's just that we don't have enough money for these strikers that we want. Harry Kane, can't afford him. And also Chelsea, but not Chelsea. Spurs are kind of refusing to sell to us or any other Premier League team. Højlund, we want Højlund, but we're not going to cough up 80 mil. It's somewhere between 60 and 80 mil that they want. Not for a 20-year-old who's just had his first developing breakthrough season. That's like, although when you look at it, like Alejandro Garnacho had a great season, but that's like us trying to sign Garnacho this season for like 70 mil. But he's just had a first breakthrough. And even by that comparison, I think Garnacho had a more impressive breakthrough. Super chat there. Let me read that bad boy out. There's actually a couple. That's not how it's made. You're saying that Mount is perfect for where we are currently. It's clear we won't be able to sign an established number 9 this season. I disagree on that. I do think we will sign an established number 9. It's just I still don't really have much confidence which one it will be. Kind of points towards Højlund, the most realistic price tag. I think Muani will be too much. I think Kane's out of reach. And it could be Ramos, but nothing's really been said about Ramos. He will increase overall squad goals. I do completely agree with that. Mason Mount will help and improve all players around him. And he will make just United a bit of a collective, better attacking unit. I think that's what I would say. And certainly when it comes, and I will repeat, when it comes to that aggressive press, winning the ball back within 10 seconds of losing it in the opposition's half will be a metric that we massively improve on this year because Mason Mount will be in that team. Eriksen, as good as he is and as class as he is, doesn't have the same sort of levels of energy. So you can't play that sort of style. It's relentless. It's taxing. It's hard. And you have to be seriously fit for it, which is why Bruno can do it and Eriksen couldn't. MUFC 93. Do you see Maguire post him too? I hope he's going. Maguire, look, man. I want Maguire to be sold. You want pretty much every United fan wants Maguire to be sold. We just can't seem to find a buyer at this moment in time. I think that's the issue. The issue is not really whether we want to sell him. The issue is finding someone who wants to buy him, which is kind of the same issue for a lot of the players we want to get rid of. Tom, how you doing, buddy? Hi, Sam. Who's the signing next? Can we have a poll? All right. Seeing as Tom's asked, you sent a super chat. I listen. Who do you think will be the next signing? All right. I'm going to put down some options because I think Onana's going to come in. I'm going to go for. Should I just go for a position rather than a player? A goalkeeper, a striker, another central midfielder, or maybe a centre-back? I think there are 4 names. So I'm going to put it down as positions rather than that. Now, if I can say, there's 2,300 of you watching, and there's only 400 likes on the video. If you can, 2,000 of you right now, just drop a like on the video. That's what he wants. Mason Mount. He's looking a bit pale over there. A bit pale and small. Looks like he needs a holiday. Sisikello, you're saying the options in midfield are getting stronger? Absolutely. They are. This is a massive squad bolstering signing. Let me quickly, if anybody's just tuning in, welcome aboard. This is live reaction on United People's TV. Let me quickly run through what Mason Mount had to say. This is the official announcement from Manchester United that was released 25 minutes ago. Mason Mount is done. June 2028 with the option of a further year. And there's been a lot of debate and conversation around the price of Mason Mount. It's 55 million with an extra 5 mil add-ons, which are these. Look, the only way Chelsea get an extra 5 mil is if we win plenty of trophies, the trophies that we care about, Premier League, Champions League, and he plays the majority of games. And if that is the case, United are not going to care in giving Chelsea an extra 5 mil for Mason Mount. And this is what Mason Mount had to say. Let's run through his one more time. It's never easy leaving the club where you grew up, but Manchester United will provide an exciting new challenge for the next phase of my career. Let me go full screen there. Having competed against them, I know how strong a squad it is. that I'm joining, and I can't wait to be part of this group's drive to win major trophies. Everyone can see that the club has made big steps forward under Ten Hag, having met with the manager and discussed his plans. I couldn't be more excited for the seasons ahead, and I'm ready for the hard work that's expected. I'm hugely ambitious. I know how it feels to win major trophies, and I'll be giving everything to experience that again at Manchester United. And the signing is done. This is the first one across the line, and I'm going to head to the poll now that you've just asked me to do there. Where do you think our next signing is going to be positionally? We've got 600 votes there in 2 minutes. What a community. And it's pretty overwhelming. 86% of you think that the next signing is going to be the goalkeeper. And I am in that category. I agree with you. I do think the next signing is going to be a goalkeeper now that we've signed Mason Mount. Let's see if there's any more photos of him here. There's a few more, actually. Let's go nice on full screen so you can see this. There's him in Old Trafford. Oh, yeah. He's having a great time. Look at that. There he is. Let's leave that just there. It's a very good start to the summer. Quite a few of you are asking me to bring up the Athletic article. What is going on in the Athletic? Let's look here. Right. There's a really in-depth article here. I'm not going to be able to run through that. I'm going to have to read it first. How Manchester United signed Mason Mount. Smoke screens, a placatory phone call, and Ten Hag's sales pitch. I can't do that live and direct with you now. There's too much information there. What number do you think Mason Mount's going to get? Right. Let's have a quick look at what numbers are available. Because a lot of fans do care about that thing. Personal perspective, I don't really mind that much. I really, really don't. Can't really see what numbers are available from this because it's not in order. That's so stupid. I suppose it's not stupid. Quite a few of you are saying 19, but Rafa Varane's 19. I don't know. If he gets 19, then Varane's going to have to get his number taken away. I think 4 is free now because Phil Jones left. So maybe we could get Varane to number 4. 19 becomes free. Bingo, bango. I mean, that could be quite an easy one. And then I think Mount gets the number he already had before. Number 7's free. Would you be upset if Mount got number 7? Doesn't really strike me as a number 7 type player at Manchester United, but I tell you what, neither did Michael Owen. He got it. So you can't do any worse than Michael Owen wearing the number 7. Quite a few of you all down in the comments, you think that Varane's going to be taking number 4. Danny, you think Varane's going to take 5 if Maguire leaves? That could happen. But yeah, I don't care about numbers anymore, man. As I said, I think once upon a time, number 7 was a fabled shirt at Manchester United, and now what's that? I've got a little spot on my nose. Oh no. Need some makeup. I don't need makeup. I don't wear makeup. Just to clarify. You do when you go on TV, though. Not on YouTube, though. Owen was already a legend. Does anybody use that word, that term, that phrase when they speak about Owen at Manchester United? Owen deserved that number 7 just for that goal against City. I mean, it was a cracking goal, but yeah, let's not try and use the word legend when speaking about Michael Owen, please. All right. The word legend is it's so misused, man. Like a legend of Manchester United is Bobby Charlton, George Best, Dennis Law, Paul Scholes, Eric Cantona. Like, to be a legend, you have to be in the absolute upper echelons. You know, like it's when David De Gea left and people were calling him a legend. I'm like, De Gea's not a legend, guys. Because if you're using that term, that means that you're putting De Gea in the same bracket as Bobby Charlton at Manchester United. No, you're not. No, you're not. Brian Robson, plenty of you down there. Duncan Edwards. Man, what could have been with Duncan Edwards, eh? That's sad. It will always be sad. But yeah, people throw the word legend out and attach it to so many. De Gea's not a legend. De Gea is a great United player. He is not a legend. don't be crazy. So I mean, like you dilute the meaning of the word legend by trying to say that he is one, because then you're putting him on the exact same. You're putting him on par with Bobby Charlton and on par with Paul Scholes and on par with Eric Cantona, George Best, and give your head a wobble. All right, give your head a wobble. But Mason Mount, let's finish on a happier note. Mason Mount has been signed. I'm delighted by it. Right, where's that photo? Because this is going to be my favorite photo now. That is gonna rattle, absolutely rattle some Chelsea fans, and so it should. This is the equivalent of Marcus Rashford joining Arsenal. I think I said this in the live stream this morning. Equivalent of Marcus Rashford joining Arsenal, Phil Foden joining Liverpool. One of those types of signings. That's the equivalent of this, and that's why Chelsea fans won't ever live this down. Mount's going to be a United player for a good amount of years. I'm delighted by it. I'm happy about it. I think you are too. In general, you are. I think some people are a little bit angry, or not angry, feel that we overpaid for him. Hey, let's have that conversation at the end of the season. Because I think there are a lot of people going into last season that probably said that we overpaid for Lisandro Martinez. But how many of those people were saying the exact same thing at the end of the season? Whoop. Absolutely none of them. I'm hoping that the same thing happens with Mason Mount. And hey, look, Ten Hag hit the bullseye with Martinez. He's hit the bullseye with pretty much all of his, maybe not bullseye, but he's hit the dartboard with all of his signings. Some been the bullseye. Let's hope that Mason Mount becomes another bullseye. 2 streams. And I've got to do a lunchtime video. I'm not allowed to do anything today, apparently. No eating either. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and joining in. Thank you all for all of your opinions and your comments, all your gifted memberships. You make the community what it is. Big up to all of you. Welcome to Manchester United, Mason Mount. Big smile on your face, big smile on my face. First signing, let's get Onana next.